kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome, everyone, to the Talladega Superspeedway, where we are presenting you with the Talladega 85 here. I'm Alan Bergen here, along inside the Tony Trapasso Memorial Studio, and alongside me, a special guest here, Emmett Crow. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good, and thank you for having me, Alan. It's a pleasure to be here. We're going to see some great racing, some action, and we're going to see maybe one or two big ones. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. Talladega is known for that track, and we got a lot of trucks in here tonight, a full field. Like, I'm even having an out-of-body experience right now. But I think I win my own award here. But tonight, we got some great trucks on hand. Greg McConey in that number 76 truck, he's a truck that I'm going to keep my eye on as we are about knee-deep into qualifying. Some, regulars that you see on the Thursday night leagues here, and on the Tuesday they run leagues here 3 nights a week here, with the trucks on Tuesdays, the ARCA truck or the ARCA cars on Wednesday, and the Cup cars on Thursday nights. And then, Andrew Taft, out of Hope Valley, Rhode Island, he puts together these special events, if you will, and it attracts these guys. We did we brought the Coke 600, the Racers Elite rendition of that. Last week during the Memorial Day holiday, we brought the Racers Elite rendition of the Indy 500, and here we are at Talladega. And I tell you what, in this league, Emmett, this is a fan favorite racetrack here. Everybody loves the trucks and they love Talladega.
Yeah, they love the trucks and they love them here at Talladega. We've had some great finishes in real life and in sim racing. Um, I can't think of a race where it wasn't a good finish and an unbelievable race here at Talladega. So these trucks really do handle this sim very well, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, taking a look at the weather here in Talladega, Alabama here, it is a 74-degree day, a 75% relative humidity. And Emmett, where we're from in the middle of the country, that humidity is brutal here, especially where you're from. It's a cloudy sky, 1 mile an hour wind. That track temperature is 96 scorching degrees out.
Wow.
So it's bacon.
Yeah, definitely bacon. And, we're going to think about water pressure, oil temperatures, all these temperatures on these cars. Hopefully we don't have any overheating problems, but you got to think about it. Teams are taping up that grill to get that speed and get that aero package, getting time to find out who your dance partner is, and it's time to boogie for sure.
Right. And, I always call it an 185 mile an hour chess match, right?
Yes.
That's the only way I can. That's the only way I can put it into words here. As we're just 3 minutes left of qualifying, we're gonna go ahead and pick up some of these drivers here on the track right now. Rick Sanchez has the time to beat with a 55.17, and that's getting around here at Talladega. This track's hot and slick. A name that's in the field that we don't normally see in the field, Austin Smith. He's currently third. Right now, if there's a masterclass getting around Talladega, guys like Greg McConey, he would be putting that masterclass on. As here he is, the driver out of Wilbraham, Massachusetts, Greg McConey in that number 76 Ford truck. And yes, I know the name looks oddly familiar. If you're familiar with the McConey setup shops, it's a relative. But he's going to finish up his qualifying lap, and he's going to time in 8th quickest. Brandon Sanfilippo, who just finished up his qualifying lap, is currently second, right behind Rick Sanchez. And, we're at 20 trucks. Like I said, a full field. As we're going to move away from him, he should populate back in the pits. But,
yeah, definitely.
55 seconds. For a truck with a 4-speed transmission, that's booking it.
Yeah, that's flying. But also, was he in the draft? But it's single truck qualifying, right?
Yeah, single truck qualifying.
Oh, so yeah, so throw that out there about the draft. It's all about, you may qualify good here, but you gotta avoid the carnage and avoid the big one, and you can start dead last and you can end up in victory lane. So, Alan, it's going to be a great race. I can't wait to get it started, and let's get this show on the road.
As we're just going to finish up qualifying, we're going to go over that grid here, that all-important grid, and this is something I like to do right off the bat. Here we go. There we go. There, now kicks over. Anyway, on the pole here tonight is Rick Sanchez, who is outside out of the Driving Extreme DEI driver Brandon Sanfilippo. Zach Roethlisberger, no relation to the Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers, thank goodness. We'll start third. To his outside will be Austin Smith. Justin Bentley will start 5th. Aaron Ross will start 6th. Starting 7th will be Frank Chavez, while Greg McConey will start in that 8th position. Starting on the inside of row number 5. Wow, we're doing St. Louis math again. Will be Jonathan Harris, and to his outside, he'll be flanked by Garrett Krantz.
Yeah, in 11th, we got Tony Fennell lined up next to Troy Thomas. And then in 13th, we have Stephen Blevins lining up next to Corey Kroll in 14th. And 15th, we have Truth Hoke lining up next to Adam Kilday. In 17th, we have Beverly lining up next to Polini. I can't see the first name, so sorry. We're just going to go by last name. 19th, we have Harry Nelson lining up next to Ethan Schmidt in 20th. And in 21st, we have Brandon Puffenberger lined up next to somebody. I couldn't see it, and then we have Andrew. There we go. Puffberger lined up next to Lee Levy in 22nd. In 23rd, we have Andrew Teth lined up next to Mark Mann. In 29th, we have Andrew Schrader Sr. lined up next to Smith on the outside. In 27th, we have Kyle Murray lined up next to Austin Norris on the outside. In 29th, we have Trevor Is it Jetting or Fetting?
Fetting.
Fetting lining up next to Abraham. What's that last name?
As Brandon.
Brandon.
I'm not gonna even try to. We'll just call him Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon. In 33rd, we got Jack Kelly lining up next to Alan Bergen. And 32nd. Sorry. I'm trying to read these. Let's see.
In 33rd, we got Rick Seabrand, and rounding out your 34 car lap field will be TJ Elaine, who has apparently not taken the grid. So that's going to round out your starting lineup here tonight. Going with a couple of onboards here tonight, we're going to start out with our pole sitter, Rick Sanchez, the driver of that number 64 truck out of San Antonio. A little bit deeper in the field, we're going to go with Truth Hoke there, and that AC double nickel out of Hickory, North Carolina, and the Nitrous Cowboy out of Boone, North Carolina. That's Troy Thomas. A little bit deeper in the field, Brandon Poffenbarger out of Morgantown, West Virginia. Here we go. We are getting ready to get these guys cranked up to the north side of crazy here. As Brandon Poffenbarger, Sanchez is going to be on the front row. 85 laps is the distance. Emmett, no stage breaks, none.
Wow. So this is gonna be a sprint and not a circuit for sure.
Here's the other added twist: no fast repairs.
Oh wow, that is huge right there, because you get caught just a little bit of damage and you knock that toe loose, your day could be done.
The iRacing.com pace car is gonna peel off onto the front stretch. And Emmett, here we go. Your rated voyage here on Sim Racing Media. Bring the field. Rick Sanchez, Brendan Smith, Flippo, bring the field to that Geico restart zone. Settle in, get some popcorn, because race fans, it is showtime. We are green flag racing.
Yeah, we see Barney just waving. I mean, Barney always shows the enthusiasm, but
And Emmett, just like that, Austin Smith out to the early lead in that Celsius number 23. And here we go, the inside line.
yeah, the inside line's coming into play, but look at the top line. They're trying to get it organized. I believe that is I can't tell. My monitor's a little small, so I can't really read it. who's that blue truck? Is that the Tua Thomas? So yeah, Thomas trying to get the draft and trying to use that high line to get the advantage and make that pass on Smith for sure.
Yeah, Brandon Flippo. That's Brandon Flippo on that blue truck. And at number 12, here comes Austin Smith. He's going to go to the top. And already things starting to get spread out. Troy Thomas up 5.
Oh, man. Yeah, Troy Thomas coming up, coming fast too. But look at Roethlisberger take the lead away, and he's holding that bottom line, holding Bentley right behind him. And I don't know, Alan, that's not... I look over and I see that high side, and you know what's crazy, though? Roethlisberger is not trying to cut off the momentum as Smith is getting a big run from San Filippo for sure.
Yeah, that's Bentley there in the number 16 truck. Brandon San Filippo working with Austin Smith. And just as you say that, Haas Beverly in that number 22 truck goes fast time with a 50.65. He is hauling the mail, and he's taking it up to the middle like he's taking the ball up to the 50-yard line. As we're going to go 4 wide. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, let's see if they can hang on to it right here, Alan. This will be interesting for sure. But yeah, look at the middle line now, as now San Filippo has found himself helping who is that? I can't see. Is it Krantz?
Yes, it looks like it's Krantz there in that number 959 truck.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Hold your breath, folks. Look at that. Look at Roethlisberger. I like the throwback to Travis Quapple, Carl Edwards, the Super Chips, Roush 99. I love that scheme. Looks amazing. But look at this, Alan. We are 3 wide coming to the line right now.
And just as you say that, Steven Blevins in that number 13 truck, he's battling for the lead. We got 3 lines of racing, and this is only lap 5. We can look at 81 laps to go.
Yeah, there's still 81 laps to go, but I'll tell you, these guys are just racing like it's the last one. I mean, they are at it, just left and right, up, high, low. Now we see the middle coming into play. That's going to be interesting as this race progresses. And now look at Roethlisberger. He's right there battling. He's got the advantage from Smith, but Smith is getting a big push from, is that Bentley giving him a push, or is Bentley trying to back up to Roethlisberger?
I believe that's Aaron Roth trying to get a push from Bentley there, or Blevins rather. Roethlisberger is now mired back in that number 4 spot, right behind Austin Smith in that Celsius. Austin Smith is leader, and Austin Smith does drafting oh so well.
Yeah, and you've been talking to him. Oh, we got a truck on the apron. Gets pushed off, so that'll lose the spot. But was that Austin? Was that Austin Smith?
That was Austin Smith. He is leading position. Emmett, that might be a strategy move. He might be you know what? I've had enough. I let the laps. let's see how I do come through traffic, because these guys are going to make green flag pit stops.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly right, Alan. That's what I started thinking. I was like, maybe he thinks this is the calm before the storm, and he's going to get out while he can before it gets really crazy. But look at this. I mean, we've got some great racing as Blevins is going to take the lead away, but Roth is right there on the bottom. Man, getting a big shot from Roethlisberger to push him to the lead. But look at the high side, Alan. The high side's coming into play. We've got 3 lanes of racing all over this track.
3 lanes of racing. That's Les Levy on the extreme outside line. Where did he come from? Because he's got Barry Nelson right along with him. And Barry just a slight ways back, but still there to catch the draft. And here he comes. They're 3 wide. Truth Hoke in the middle of that sandwich.
Yeah, as we see right here, Blevins, oh man, they made contact, and I don't know how Blevins and all that should have been the big one, but great driving for Blevins as San Filippo is going to give him a big shot now and he's going to take the lead away down into turn 2 now, coming down the backstretch. He might not be able to get that lead, Alan, come to think of it.
You come to think of it, Brandon Flippo is in that third spot. That outside line has a slight advantage. Now, Blevins might jump down in front of Aaron Ross on that inside line. Mind you, Eric Blevins is up 12 spots from where he started. Aaron Ross up 5. You know, and I've always said that this is a chess match at 185 miles an hour, but it's also like a game of tug of war also.
That's exactly right. Or I think back to, you know, like when we were back in high school, back in junior high, when you want to ask that special girl to that dance, you know, and you're trying to find your dance partner at the dance. This is what you're trying to do right here. You're trying to find your dance partner to take you to that victory lane and ultimately get you a win here at Talladega for sure.
One truck I'm going to watch here, and that is back here in that 20th position. That's Greg Riccone in that number 76 truck.
Oh, man.
Now, he's about third in that. Well, now he goes to the inside light, big pull out of me. But Austin Smith's going to drop even further.
Wow. Austin Smith does he have a tire down?
I don't know. We got to check on that one. But Rick Sanchez there in that number 464 truck, he was our pole sitter.
Yeah. I think he's saving. I think he's trying, you know, like we were talking about. I think he's just, like I said, the calm before the storm, and just trying to stay where he can see and, you know, avoid the carnage and be able to survive. Because that's all Talladega is. It's a mental game. I mean, it's survive in advance, and then it's also, you know, have the mentality and the confidence to make that move that could ultimately win you this race for sure.
Now, if there's one way to get free airtime on the broadcast here, that's to get a pit game. Duff Beer is Gary Krantz's sponsor now. Throwing it back to the Simpsons. Who doesn't?
Jack.
I live in St. Louis here with the king of beer, Anheuser-Busch. You live in what would effectively be known as Shinerbach world down there in Texas.
Yeah, there's a couple. I'll tell you though, the crazy thing is, you know, you're talking about Anheuser-Busch. They actually have the Texas Bud Light also made in Fort Worth, so that's another one. But yeah, look at this great shot right here as we see Roth trying to take the lead back, but Blevins on that high side getting some help from San Filippo. And now, Alan, I can actually see the trucks and I can read the numbers, so we got it down.
Well, this is that Aaron Ross. Ooh, gets a little close. We're almost loving touching and squeezing right there. But I tell you what, Emmett, there right now there is more, and I'm going to steal this one. I've stolen this one from the great Rick Elcherman, as he's, you know, famous World Outlaw announcer. There is more action than a Waffle House at 3 a.m. right now.
Yeah, definitely. I tell you, I'm going to quote that song, you know, pay me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Because that's what you got to do right here. You just got, man, that's what I was talking about.
And there's the
being in contact. Unbelievable. Well, they didn't play nice, did they? And keep their hands to themselves right there.
We're going to see what happens to bring out the shell flag. I got a feeling it's going to be right around.
It's a nice shot of a spring right there.
Well, here we go. We got to do this. And we'll do that, and we'll go back to the replay. I mean, the spring got TV time too. But here we go.
Yes. Yeah, here we go. They're just. Is that Blevins? I mean, not Blevins. Is that Smith? No. Oh, got loose. So this was further back. Oh yeah, Austin Smith. Let's see right here. That truck got loose, but then what happened ahead of him?
we're gonna find that out. Look, we do a lot of investigating here. Let's go ahead and run this back.
So is that's not Smith, is it?
That's the 23 check of Austin Smith here. We're gonna
Wow.
watch to see what happened here.
And we just talked about Alan Smith dropped down to avoid the contact.
And
Well, actually, he got through.
I got a feeling here, just like the Black Eyed Peas. I got a feeling.
Now, who's this truck? Because I thought that was Austin Smith right there.
So this is Les Levy.
Les Levy. Okay.
Here we
Yeah, he's the one that took the wild ride. Oh, man.
Catches a piece of it.
Yeah, so I think he got arrow loose, and when he did, the truck washed up the track right into Haast. And, yeah, that's what happened. Unbelievable.
Well, just as you say that, we're going to have wholesale pit stops.
Yeah, here they come in.
And here they go out.
Yeah. Roth's going to be... Looks like Roth wins the race off pit road. Or did he stop?
I think...
Yeah, he did. He did stop. It says pit in.
So with that being said, Emmett, we are going to go in and let's find our first contestant on The Price is Right. No.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Really good racing action, though. I mean, that first before that caution, I mean, that was some great 3-wide racing, keeping it off each other. But yeah, great action so far. What do you think, Alan? How are you thinking? How are you thinking this race is going to play out?
Look, I think passing is going to come at a premium. And
I definitely think that.
passing is going to come at a premium. We're only 14 laps in. We're already under caution number 1. Now, here's the thing. This league prides itself on safety. And these guys have been known to run races here at Talladega in numerous different cars and have 0 cautions. Wow.
That's truly remarkable.
I mean, you take super speedways, you take Carnage. Now, I do race on the Tuesday night schedule, or in the Tuesday night league here, and I come back on Thursday night and race here on the Thursday night side. But, you know, while we're riding around here, these guys get lined up 2 by 2 behind that iRacing.com pace truck. We want to thank everybody at KS Designs, GT Sim Racing Rigs, Andrew Tuffer and Racing Elite for having us here. Sim Racing Media, our partner at Sim Racing Media with Premier Setup Shops.
Well, Alan, I also want to thank y'all for having me tonight. This is really fun, and we're just getting started. This is gonna be a good race right here for sure.
I think that first, 14 lap stint, you were at a 5, and you're only gonna get higher.
I was at a 10 when I saw that truck flipping through the air. Caught me off guard. I'll have to go back and clip that because, oh my gosh, I was sitting there and I was just calling. I was like, oh dang,
You had that Will Ferrell when you touched my gun. No, that's being a 5. You don't want to see me get to a 10. But here we are, back to the racing action here. Lap number 15. As the iRacing.com pace car lights are out on that Chevy Silverado, which badly needs to be updated. I don't know why they don't update that one in the next update, but hey, who knows? Look, we're just a couple of dirt guys having fun. We're huge dirt track racing fans. Aaron Ross, Justin Bentley on the front row for this restart. And Emmett, I don't know if you know this, but the reason that the flag stand is at the end of the trial pool, not in the middle, because Bill France wanted to sell more seats. And by golly, when Aaron Ross and Steve Blevins bring this field out through the Geico Restart Zone, he is doing exactly that as we are back to green flag racing here from Talladega.
Yeah, and we see right here, Roth gets a great restart. But look on that outside line. They're trying to get all organized up there with Roethlisberger leading that charge. And now we see right here, Blevins, though, getting a big shot from San Filippo. That's going to carry over, Alan, to Roth, as we see right here. Yep, Blevins going to get a big shot from San Filippo and pushes into Roth to get Roth the advantage for sure going into 3.
Well, as you look on the outside line, you enter in, Justin Bentley, Brendan Sanfilippo, and now you got Truth Hope second in that line, as that line's trying so hard to gain momentum. Now, here's the thing: at these tracks, I know you're new to this league right now, but if you watch that outside line, Kinsley Smith is a great truck to get hooked up with. Brendan Sanfilippo, Andrew Tuft, the owner here at Racers League, he is another driver that we usually like to get hooked up with. And I mean, in the season here, in the truck season, I did put it on the podium myself. So
heck yeah.
And so they utilize the fixed setups here in this league. And if you're interested in joining this league for season 8, you got to have a B license in iRacing, an old 1,000 I rating, and get with us, get with Andrew Tuft, and we'll get you guys pointed in the right direction. But here comes the pride of Hickory, North Carolina, Trish Cook, leading that outside line. And guess who's got with him? He's got Kinsley Smith in that number 15 truck, and he's bringing some Napa know-how right along too.
Yeah, definitely bringing some Napa know-how. I like that bit right there. That was perfect. But yeah, look right here. Here comes Bentley on the bottom, and Bentley's looking good, but Hoke getting that big shot, like you said, from Smith, and Smith is able to push Hoke to the lead for the moment. But look at that, Bentley is right there getting a big shot from Roth now, and now Roth is going to push Bentley back to the lead. Alan, they're just going back and forth out there like a seesaw.
Yeah, absolutely. And here comes the 57 truck of Aaron Roth. He's pushing Justin Bentley to the lead, and these guys are neck and neck. And here's Hope, he's one of those drivers who about a year ago couldn't buy good luck at the grocery store, but here he is leading that outside line, commanding those troops. And right behind these guys is Frank Chavez in that number 11 truck. And as we're going to go on board, there he is, the driver out of Parts Unknown.
Parts Unknown.
Parts Unknown. I mean, look, as long as you're from somewhere, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But here he is, 185 miles an hour, just a little bit further back than he'd like to be.
Got some telemetry. Okay.
Hey,
I like it.
I make magic happen here, okay?
You like the magic man. Now you see me, now you don't.
But here he is, aesthetic Sim Sports. I hope he's from South Rica. We'll get to interview him later.
Yeah, definitely.
But here,
maybe we'll.
This is how you get free airtime too. When you got two North Carolina drivers. He is old. He's a teammate of mine, so I feel like I get the deal. But nonetheless, you can see just how close. Here comes Kinsley Smith, going to go in there, give him that bump, and these trucks just draft so well off each other. I mean, you can if you can hold it straight, and the guy in front of you can hold it straight, you can almost just push the driver in front of you right around the speedway there.
Well, we've seen different increments. When we ran the Gen 4, We saw the pack, classic pack, with the restrictor plates, and then we went to the tandem with the 2 cars and the 2 trucks. And now, since they've dropped these horsepowers down, now we've just got these packs. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, why they won't add 1,000 horses back to these trucks and cars. But man, I mean, yeah, pack racing is awesome, but you can't pass for sure.
Yeah, I think Tony Stewart quoted it best. Maybe at the break we'll just flip the field around. But here comes the pride of Hickory, North Carolina, Truth Hope, coming for the lead there in that number 55 truck. Doesn't he have it? He's side by side.
From the short track at Hickory Speedways, and now the big 2.66 mile super speedway Talladega. Truth Hope going to the lead on the outside. But look at the bottom right here as we see Bentley just hanging tough on that bottom, getting a big shot from the Chaos Crew number 27 of Roth. And I tell you, Alan, these two, they're just going back and forth, back and forth. I don't know who's going to give.
There is no giving right now. There's a whole lot of taking Zach Roethlisberger in a 99 truck, and that inside line is just a little bit more organized than the outside line. As, we had a caution come out on lap number 14. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and step aside, take our first commercial break of the night. We're going to go side by side. You want to stay here until next week. Welcome back to the Sim Racing Media presentation of the Talladega 85. Alan Bergen and Emmerich Pro bringing you all the racing action here today. Or tonight, rather. The Truth Hope takes the lead. And we'll go back to see just how that happened.
Well, now it looks like Bentley takes the lead right back. Now,
So here's the replay of Truth Hope taking the lead from Justin Bentley here.
oh, slow truck.
It doesn't matter here at Talladega.
Yeah, for real.
There it is.
Smith pushing the heck out of that 55 machine. Great push.
Here we are, lap 28 laps in the history books here. And here it is, unchanged from that replay here. As we got Truth Hope up 12 spots. Kinsley Smith, our biggest mover of the race so far. He's up, well, 22 spots.
Wow, that's crazy. What's the record for this league in a race for lead changers?
Oh, man. A lot, the short answer.
Because I'm thinking we're going to pass it tonight for sure.
Yeah, definitely a lot of back and forth as we got about 56 laps to go. Right now, Justin Bentley leading the inside line in that Ranger Bass Boats sponsored toward Ford F-150. And I tell you what, I love a good Ranger Bass Boat. I love that sponsor.
Yeah, that's a. I've never been on a Ranger bass boat, but I've been on a Nitro.
They're like the Cadillac of bass boats, I'll tell you that.
That's
Just as I
awesome.
say that, here comes Truth Hope. He's got Kinsley Smith right on his tailpipes. And, you know, if you're Truth Hope and you see that Napa know-how right behind you, you're in good company, and you got a good drafting partner there. Now, what a lot of people do is they utilize that outside line to get the lead. And then the Truth Hook can get by Justin Bentley. He will go and hit that inside line and start and leave Kinsley Smith out to dry.
Yeah, we see further back. They're 3 wide. Look at that, Alan. We've got that's Steve Blevins on top. He's going to take it. Wow, they are 3 wide. That's huge.
So that's the 47 truck of Pete Bellini and Andrew
So-
Tubbs, the Pride of Hope Valley, Rhode Island. And you're absolutely correct. They are 2 and 3 wide here. And this is the point of the race where things kind of settle down. You just want to kind of make laps. That 196 tide ride, that's Barry Nelson. You know, he's still slouching in these super speedway races.
Yeah, I think if I'm a crew chief, I'm telling my driver, we're just going to take it slow, and then we're really going to pick it up when we get to about 10 or even 5 laps to go, because that's when the intensity is going to pick up, the momentum, the anxiousness and the anxiety, and there's not going to be any patience, and it's going to be all take and no give. So that's when I'm telling my driver, look out, keep looking for the big one, avoid it, and let's be here for the end and try to win this thing for sure.
There's the number 3 truck, the Nitrous Cowboy. Troy Thomas out of Boone, North Carolina. And that beautiful red number 3, GM Goodwrench with Budweiser sponsor. I mean, you don't get any more Earnhardt than that.
I was about to say.
The 24 truck goes around.
Oh man, up and over.
Jack Kelly goes around. That's going to bring out caution number 2. Jack Kelly just went for a ride. Let's take it high above the Talladega Speedway. There he goes. Oh boy.
Oh man.
The roof flap never deployed.
Oh, and hard contact. That's going to be a meatball for sure.
I mean, you know, I don't have the fancy motion the platform thing, the rig that a lot of these guys have. I'm just not that involved in it, but
You're good. I was just calling it how it looked. I mean that damage looked. Yeah, that looked like that would need a tow back to the pits for sure.
I mean,
Looks like.
could you imagine being in a motion platform and you go for a ride like that? I would be on the e-stop button.
So I was actually in a legacy race at Daytona. Yes, legacy at Daytona. I was running the Mystery Machine paint scheme on a truck. I was coming for my first win, coming off of turn 4, and I went to throw a block, and when I did, the dude caught me in turn 4, and I went flying out of the track.
You went to DQ land.
I went to I don't know where the heck I went. I went to Disneyland. I went Disney World, not Disneyland because we're in Florida. But yeah, I went flying across the great state of Florida.
Wholesale pit stops are underway for all these drivers here. They're gonna take 4 tires, and I mean, just everybody, unless you're a lap down. Haas Beverly is still on the racetrack. Les Levy, essentially when the race to the beer stand tonight. It's not a race you want to win, but I mean, look, you put it on the hauler, and you win the race to the beer stand.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Talladega is the new infield. I understand that you can go eat there and you can spend $10 and get a lot of food. Like, I understand that chicken strips and everything's like $2. So, great job by Talladega Super Speedway with the new infield that they built. And yeah, I'm definitely getting a little hungry thinking about that, aren't you, Alan?
Yeah. So we're going to talk to our first driver tonight. We're going to go ahead and talk to our very own Truth Hoke. Truth, it's Alan and Emmett in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, look, man. Here you are. Solidly running in that top 5, top 3 area. What has been the secret sauce, if you will, about keeping that truck up front?
That last run, it was all Kinsley pushing me, and just being in the right line.
Now,
it was all Kinsley pushing me.
Now, I bet you were happy to see that blue and yellow truck right behind you, and now you got to tell them. I said that's a truck that you kind of want behind you in a race like this. But what's the conditions feel like inside that truck with a 96-degree track down?
It's not too bad. Not too bad. Not too slick. Not too slick.
Well, look, man,
you got
guys...
me there. You caught me off guard. You caught me off guard. It was like, what the happened here?
Hey, look, we're getting you guys lined up 2 by 2 behind that iRacing.com base truck, Noah's Ark South. We're going to get you back down to the team, and hopefully, Truth, I'll be talking to you on the other side.
All right, thank you, Alan. Have a good one.
You too. And that was Misfits driver. My teammate on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the one and only Truth Hoke. And I tell you what, man, he is a blast in race radio. He's a blast to race with. He has done a lot to calm my nerves down. You get fun loving Alan in the booth, but boy, when it's race time, I get real spicy in a hurry. As the lights are out on the iRacing.com pace track coming down the back straightaway, and Emmett, you get to bring us back the green flag.
All right, so looking right here, we got Justin Bentley leading, followed by Roth, and then we got Brandon Sanfilippo, and we have Austin Smith back up there, so that's good. And then Truth Hoke, who we just talked to, and Roethlisberger, Blevins, Chavez, Krantz, and Teft going to round out your top 10. Well, Alan, here we go. It's time. They're coming out of turn number. Never mind. They're coming out of turn number 2. I was getting too excited right there.
No, you
But
got the right turn.
yeah, they're coming out of turn number 2.
4.
Turn 4. My bad. So that was turn 3. Okay. Here they come, coming out of 3, now out of 4. It's a long way to that start-finish line. But I tell you, Bill France had a vision, and his vision has been filled, especially with this this start-finish line being all the way in turn 1. But here we go, folks. Coming out of the Geico restart zone. This time by Barney the Flagman's got the green flag waving. And we are back underway here at Talladega.
Back underway. Justin Bentley going to get the whole shot on that one as he's jumped out to a little bit of a lead there, but here comes back. And Roth bringing up the outside line. Brandon Sanfilippo going to jump down right behind Justin Bentley there in that number 16 truck. And here comes Zach Roethlisberger. Not to be... No relation to Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thank goodness.
Yeah, we see.
Just like in Office Space, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, you got to get the memo too. But look right here. I think Justin Bentley got the memo, and he gave the memo to Brandon Sanfilippo, and they are pushing now. And look at Roth up there getting a push from, I believe that's Roethlisberger. Oh, little tire smoke. No, that's Kinsley Smith. Kinsley Smith giving Roth the push right here. I tell you, this is some great racing for sure.
Well, I tell you what, that outside line is trying to get an inside line to business as they come out of turn number 2 down that long back straightaway. We are 37 laps into the history book. Working lap number 38 right now. I want to thank everybody for joining us here in the YouTube.com live chat. And if there's a driver that you want to shout out, get on the air, get camera time, shout us out, or just have them paint up a crazy paint scheme because we love that too. But here they come, 2 wide, 2x2, inside outside. As Kinsley Smith playing nice right now. Whew.
Yeah, Justin Bentley hanging top on that inside line, getting that shot from Brandon Sanfilippo. But look at this, Roth getting that big shot from Kinsley Smith. But look who else is up there. That's right, it's Steve Blevins. Steven Blevins giving Kinsley Smith a shot. They're side by side. They're 2x2x2 as they work down the back straightaway. Working
down the back straightaway there. And I love that number 13 Kubota machine there. What a great looking paint scheme these guys brought out tonight. They definitely brought their A game when it comes to paint schemes.
Yeah, definitely brought their A game. And I tell you, I like Kinsley Smith's throwback to Michael Waltrip's. I believe that's his 2001 scheme, isn't it?
It is, and that truck holds a special place in my heart. Seeing that DEI, seeing paint scheme, and when he raced in the Cup, when he raced in the Cup Series here, racing the league, we got to see him race the Aaron Green, with that number 15 on the side of it. But here we are at Talladega in the air, still 2x2, doing it John Force style here. A little bit deeper in the field. Andrew Tuff, though, he has worked his way up to 11. He's up 12 spots, started deep in the field. Actually didn't even qualify.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say something. If you have a chance out, check out that Earnhardt documentary on Amazon Prime. Great. I believe the next 2 episodes come out tonight. I believe.
They're already out.
Yeah, they're already out, so check those out. I've already watched the first 2 and getting ready for the next 2. And also, I also got to check out Blink of an Eye. That was a great documentary. Finally got time to watch that right after I watched Earnhardt. So, yeah, if y'all are looking for some great NASCAR documentaries, definitely check out Earnhardt and A Blink of an Eye on Amazon Prime.
On board right now with Andrew Tuft out of Hope Valley, Rhode Island, as he is chasing down that Duff beer. And I'm pretty sure he would love some Duff beer right now. But right now, he's got to get focused on getting to the front. Up 12 spots just outside of that top 10. And right beside him is that number 90 truck of Jonathan Harris, who's currently mired to the outside. He's as a Kentucky fan, I do not like the Tennessee Volunteers, but that's a different conversation for a different day.
Yeah, definitely a different.
I like the Cubs slightly better, and that's not saying a whole lot.
Well, I'll make you happy. Being a Thunder fan, former Kentucky Wildcat Mr. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander won the NBA MVP this year. So shout out to SGA. So there's you. I think he was the first Kentucky Wildcat alumni to win that award, which is unbelievable.
A little bit deeper here in the field, we did these guys are maybe not having such a great day. Kyle Murray there in that number 4 dry truck.
Yeah.
Back here, minding his own, staying out of trouble.
Yeah, just riding along, just driving Miss Daisy out there, I mean, it's not time to go yet, but look at it. Great shot from the 20 machine. Toyota Tundra of Corey Kroll from Oak Harbor, Ohio. And Austin Smith from Burlington, Wisconsin. Great looking shot of that Celsius number 23 machine, Toyota Tundra. These are some great schemes, like you said, Alan. And man, I don't think if we had to vote on who had the best one, I don't know who would win that contest.
Coming back out to the live shot here, Kinsley Smith continues to lead this thing. He's got in front of Aaron Roth there as Justin Bentley continues to try to work that outside line, commanding his outside line like he's a commander on the troops. But here he comes. He's got Stephen Blevins right behind him in that Kubota machine.
Yeah, Stephen Blevins giving him a big shot right there, trying to get Justin Bentley the lead. But look right here, Kinsley Smith on that bottom getting a big shot from Zach Roethlisberger, pushing him to the lead for sure, too.
Absolutely. We're just a little over halfway here. Actually, we're past halfway. And here's the thing: you're gonna learn that my math really doesn't ever math. We call it St. Louis math. So
I love it. I love it.
Sometimes
I
even want to race the beer stand sometimes.
So let me ask you this: do y'all still have White Castle? Is it still open?
We have, dude. You don't even know. Our White Castle game is on point here in the Lou.
I've heard it is. That's the closest one to me. Man.
They don't even know about our White Castle game.
Kinsley Smith continuing to lead meanwhile. Aaron Roth looks really strong. Definitely, but look at Justin Bentley, Alan, on that outside line. If he can just get a big push from Blevins, he can come right back up here where he's been most of the day and lead this race for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If he can get something going there. Even if the 11 truck of Frank Chavez gets up there and cooperates just a little bit, that outside line I feel like is just not organized enough.
Yeah.
That's the key to getting around this joint,
Yeah, definitely, and that's what I'm thinking too. I'm also thinking, it's all about synergy and energy, and I mean, there's no energy when you get that discombobulated, but I mean, now we're going to a little 2-car tandems. Reminds me of the throwback to the 2010s when we used to come here. But yeah, I mean, that high side, Justin Bentley they're going to have some help if that high side's going to try to get up there and battle for this lead.
Well, breaking news: the Cardinals actually got on the board down there in Arlington, Texas, as the Rangers watched the St. Louis Cardinals in an opening game, game one in the weekend series with the Texas Rangers. And, well, you know, here's the thing about that is I can guarantee this that the Texas Rangers haven't scored a double after that heartbreaking loss that we gave to the Rangers in the 2011 World Series.
Oh my gosh. He had to bring it up, folks. He had to bring it up.
Hey,
oh my gosh.
We like to put salt in the wound, okay?
Was it? That was a St. Louis boy, wasn't it? David Freese that hit that walk-off?
Yep. We will see you tomorrow night.
Oh my God.
Look, since the Rangers all but had that game won.
Yes, they did. But we finally got it in 2023.
And in that game, in Game 6 of the World Series of 2011, in the later half of that game, in the 8th, 9th, and even 10th inning, the Rangers still found a way to choke.
If he just would have backed up just a few feet further, we would have been world champs and getting our second ring in 23. But what are you going to do? Nelson Cruz, and then it turns out, you know, he comes out, he's on roids after he leaves us. So we're like, I mean, I like our core we got right now. I mean, we weren't hitting the ball. Tonight we were hitting the ball unbelievable, but here lately, dude, it's just been, the pitching's been unbelievable, but the hitting's just been awful for sure.
Well, a lot of these guys are on defense right now. Barry Nelson at 196 truck. He is definitely on the outside line. He's got Greg McConey right along with him. And Greg McConey is one of the best at getting around these super speedways right here. Now, Greg McConey, when he races super speedways, he is I'm going to go to the outside, let y'all have your fun. And, you know, here's the thing about Greg McConey, too. And I love the guy to pieces. He is one of those guys that will actually get on race radio and start coaching you.
Oh, man. What a save right there. Alan, I'm not going to call it the Alan Experience bonehead move of the race, but that was definitely the save of the race. What a save right there from, I believe, was that Blevins? No, it was it, who'd you say is Marconi's pushing?
Greg McConey is the number 76 truck here.
Oh my gosh.
There he is. And the 959 truck's going to get into the wall just a little bit. He's going to scrape the Duff beer.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Man. Okay.
That's how they're going to play now. Okay.
How did they not wreck? Well, we look up and we have 35 laps to go. So, I mean, it's go time. And just like, man, it is getting dark. Have you noticed that it's getting dark out there?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about the iRacing update here this past season. It's the dynamic weather. And look, it's so they are under cloud cover with reduced speed. There it is. There's that race lead change right there as Justin Blevins uses that outside line, gets them past Kinsley Smith there in the 15 truck, and then gets past Kinsley Smith and dumps that outside line. And now the outside line is, you know, sending for scraps at the kidney table on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Stephen Blevins needs some help as Justin Bentley. Yeah, just like you said, Justin. Oh man, hard contact further back. That's at 90. That's at 999, right? Truck of
959.
959. Okay.
Look, the wall wanted some Duff beer.
Well, gave it to him for sure. Oh man, can you believe The Simpsons is still running to this day?
One of the longest running TV shows.
It has to be Simpsons and SpongeBob, I think.
And meanwhile, back at the ranch, here we are, Justin Bentley still leading this piece, and they are getting cranked up to crazy right behind us. And here we go right. Let's go to about right there as we see that harness now is starting to form right there. Pete Bellini, Zach Roethlisberger in there, right in a position where he just don't want to be. And then you got a little bit further back, Andrew Tuff, the president and owner here at the Racers Elite Family Racing Series here. Meyer to that outside line, 3 wide. I don't know how Greg McConey just didn't wreck there, but he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know how either, but yeah, great. Look at the high side. Who's that? Is that Truth up? No, that's Truth up there trying to get a push from. Is that Roethlisberger?
I think that's the number 7 driver in the middle there. It might be Truth Hoke is on the bottom line.
Okay, so I'm trying to think who that is on the high side. Very top, getting a big push.
It's Kyle.
I wonder who that is. Oh, there it is, right there. It's not Chavez. Man, these trucks are similar colored. It is Kyle. It's Kyle Murray. He's getting a big shot from Zach Roethlisberger, isn't it? Maybe? No? Never mind. Never mind. It's not.
Find him sooner or later.
It's right there. Who's that ahead of Roethlisberger? Is it? It's not Chavez. It is Hoke.
I don't know. I feel
believe.
like I'm getting tested right now.
I'm trying to think whoever Roethlisberger's pushing at the very top of the track.
Well, let's do this.
Yeah, let's ride on board.
That's Brandon. That's that 92 truck. He was a lap down.
Oh,
right now.
Okay. That's why it's not showing up. Okay. All right. I was sitting there and I was like, why isn't that truck showing up on my scoring monitor? And I was like, oh, wait. And you said he was a lap down.
Now, Blevins here, he's mired in that 6th position. And he's mired on the in the middle. He's definitely stuck in the sandwich right now. Not the kind of sandwich you want to be stuck in.
Yeah, definitely.
Peanut butter and jelly, but...
Yeah, as the great DW would say, he's stuck in the sucker hole and got hung out to dry, definitely. But they're trying to get that middle line to form as now Blevins going to get a shot from Chavez. But there's nobody back there for Chavez as he's pulled. He needs to back up and get a shot from, who is that behind Chavez?
That is Andrew Tubbs, the owner here at Racers Elite. And we want to thank Andrew Tubbs and the Racers Elite Network for having us here on the dual stream here, bringing us.
Oh man!
Allowing us to be here tonight on the Racers Elite Network and the Racing Media Facebook page. Make sure you hit those bells, like and subscribe, and we want to thank KS Designs. Oh boy, GR Simrigs. Our partners here at Premier Setup Shop, Admin Box, just the list goes on and on.
Yeah, definitely. This has been some great racing, and once again, I want to thank y'all for having me. This has been fun so far, and I can't wait to see how this thing's going to end for sure.
Well, look, I showed up in 2023, and they're still trying to get rid of me. They can never get rid of me.
I was talking about the race. I wasn't talking about the career.
But nonetheless, back to the racing action. Justin Bentley is up 4 spots. Kinsley Smith up 24. Aaron Roth here. He is up 3 spots. And Brendan Sanfilippo 2 spots in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you know, I'm putting a big circle around Sanfilippo and Roth right there because, I mean, at any moment when we get, as this race goes on and the laps tick off, as now we're about to hit 59, 50,
We're at
50,
lap 59. We're coming to lap
yeah,
60. Maybe it's
so
the
41 to go. So 41 to go this time by. Watch out for Aaron Roth and Brandon Sanfilippo to get up to that high side and try to work and get past Justin Bentley and Kinsley Smith for sure.
Now, here we go. We got that outside line, just not really organized. If I'm Stephen Blevins and I'm Frank Chavez, I'm looking for a spot on that inside line. Now, whenever you see the inside line grow that big, and that's a great shot of that line, that can only mean one thing. We're going to see green flag pit stops. We're going to have to. I mean, I'm no mathematician. I don't plan to be one. But I got to imagine they're going to come in for another pit stop before this thing's over.
I was just about to ask you, what do you think the fuel window is? For sure, fuel window. I mean, tires, yeah, possibly, but I mean, as super speedway track, I'm more concerned about my fuel than my tires for sure.
Well, here we are at lap 61, and here's the thing. Whenever I gave up trying to figure out fuel loads, fuel mileage a long time ago, and every time I zig, they zag, and some of these drivers are definitely going to be given their beans coming off a pit road. But here we are. Ooh, Bentley going to go to the outside line, and that's going to allow Kinsley Smith and Aaron Ross and Brendan Sanfilippo to take it. Wow, okay. Stephen Blevins. Oh, we got trouble. There we go. Oh, no. Randy goes around. And that is caution number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that.
Well,
he collected a look. If you know the number to a good chiropractor, we're going to need one.
Oh my gosh, that was a hard lick right there in the wall.
Grant's involved.
Man.
Nelson involved. Smith comes sliding in there after the fact.
Man, let's dial up the number 97 and see what happened right there.
But
see if we can get him up here.
We don't like to bring drivers in that soon because they might be angry.
Well, I think that wasn't anybody's fault. I think he just got loose.
Let's see if he's going to come down for pit services here. Let's see here. He's already on pit road. We can, if he's in here, we can do that. If not, well. Yeah, he's not. He's nowhere to be found. He's in parts unknown.
Parts unknown. Yeah. He's at the beer stand.
He might be at the beer stand now.
He might get in something a little harder than just beer. He might be at the liquor store across the street.
Well, these guys are going to come down to get their pit services. We're going to go ahead, step aside for our second commercial break of the night. We're going to go side by side. You want to stay here on Sun Racing Media. We'll be right back. welcome back to Sim Racing Media presentation of the Talladega 85. We are at lap number 65, just back to the green flag. I'm Alan Bergen, along with Emma Crow, just south of St. Louis here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Studio. And here we are, Rick Sanchez, back to the point, back to where he started from. A little bit of pit strategy, but here he is, making it happen as the sun's starting to go down here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Just a little over 20 or 15 laps to go.
Yeah, definitely. And look right here, we're going to go 3 wide there for a moment, but I want to let you know, Alan, on some late breaking news. Raja Caruth wins at Nashville in the Rackley Roofing 250. So congratulations to Raja Caruth on that big win at Nashville for sure in the Craftsman Truck Series.
Congratulations, 20 to go here. I mean, it's been a back and forth game.
Oh man,
a lot of these drivers playing the long game here tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us here in the YouTube.com live chat and on Facebook Live.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Maybe I got us some more viewers. I did share both streams, so maybe we'll get some people in there, maybe I'll get a little magic going. But look right here as we see the 04 of Man getting a great shot from Kinsley Smith, I believe. But now Rick Sanchez is going to get a shot. So Sanchez goes back to the front. And look at our temperatures and our conditions, Alan. They've changed just a little bit as temperatures continue to drop.
Yeah, the humidity's going up. The track temperature now at 82 degrees. We started at 96 degrees on the track, and it's 74 degrees. And, where we're at in the middle of the country here, humidity is everything. Look, you could have a 75-degree day, and that humidity cranks up to 100. Oh boy, you're gonna be so down. Here comes the Nitrous Cowboy. We're 3 wide. Troy Thomas on the outside line with Craig Matoney. Kinsley Smith bringing up the middle, and Mark Mann with 18 laps to go. Is it go time?
That's exactly what I'm thinking, Alan, for sure. But yeah, look at Kinsley Smith getting a huge shot from Truth Hoke. Early on, remember, folks, Hoke was the one that was receiving the pushes from Smith. So now Hoke returning the favor to Smith as we see Kinsley Smith getting a big push as they go down the front stretch.
And here we go through the tri-oval. Kinsley Smith, Mark Mann still leading this thing. And that third lane just not getting organized. But this is where, it's good for shut-up time, if you will. Yeah, definitely.
And let me ask you this, Alan. Is this the calm before the storm?
Oh, man. Look, a lot of these guys don't really race around each other. I mean, you got your regulars here in the league. I wouldn't say yes, it's going to be the calm before the storm. Kinsley Smith's going to go to the third line, and that's going to allow Rick Sanchez to get the lead back. Oh, boy. I cannot watch.
Rick Sanchez, started on the pole and has ran in the back, staying out of the trouble. And look at right where he's back. He's back at P1 where he put that machine on the pole. And Texas boy, may I add, is a San Antonio native. But look at this. Man is getting a big shot right here. I believe from, Truth Hope. So Truth Hope giving Man a big shot as his drafting buddy, Mr. Kinsley Smith, has been shuffled up to the high side. They're 3 wide for the lead, Alan, coming down the back stretch.
Mark Mann going back out to lead with Truth Hope and that double nickel right behind him. He's going to drive off to the inside line. And now it's going to be Mark Mann, Truth Hoke, and Kinsley Smith leading each of their respective lines. Now, if you're Kinsley Smith, you got that red truck right behind you, and that's the Nitrous Cowboy of Troy Thomas in that 3 truck. he's
Yep.
got to make a move sooner or later. Right now, he's having to rush over in the Thursday night league and the Tuesday night series. He's doing all right. Right now, he seems like he can't buy bad like a convenience store.
Yeah, Troy Thomas, rocking the Earnhardt. I mean, the Earnhardt legacy scheme, and what would it mean to put that number 3 in victory lane here at Talladega? A track where the Earnhardt's they split. Let's see. I think it was more than 20 wins between the two at Talladega, but now we see right here Mark Mann just keeping that truck glued to the bottom and getting a big shot from Rick Sanchez. And that's allowing Mann to they're kind of pulling away from that middle groove and that top groove for sure.
Definitely. And if I'm Mark Mann, I'm on race radio telling Sanchez to start pushing the ever-living snot out of me right now. Aaron Ross goes to the middle lane. I don't know whether he got a little bit loose, but we got trouble in the back.
There we go.
Frank Sanchez and the number 1 truck of Ethan Schmidt goes around.
Man.
We're going to stay green, though.
Yep, stay green. No caution. We stay green. Here we go. Here comes Kinsley Smith going to get a big shot. Here comes Troy Thomas, the Nitro Cowboy. He's trying to give him a shot, but I don't know if they can do it, Alan. I don't know if they can catch up and get in front of these other 2 lines for sure.
That outside line, that extreme outside line, not really that organized. Here comes Kinsley Smith. He's going to have Troy Thomas right behind him. And guess who? Insert that number 98 truck. Trying to go to the top there. Andrew Tufts out of Hope Valley.
Oh, man.
We are mixing it up.
Yeah, sorry about that, Alan. I got a little excited because I saw the tire smoking. It was slipping and sliding out there. But, yeah, definitely the intensity is definitely picking up as we come into 12 laps to go.
Coming to 12 laps to go. We're 11 touches, squeezing out. Whoa! How do we not wreck? How are these guys great?
Well, what'd you say? They ran, 5 or 6 races with no caution free here at Talladega?
Boy.
That is how you do it right there. Wow.
Calculated moves on a track where you essentially run wide open. And a lot of people will think, restrictor plate racing is easy. Plate racing is easy. It is not easy. These guys just do an extremely good job at making it look easy.
Yeah, it is definitely grueling, and it really takes a hit to your mental health. I mean, your mental ability. Just riding around behind somebody for so long and then having to make the move to catch up and get there. And, man, Alan, what a great race to be a part of for the first time here with Racers Elite for sure.
Yeah, Racers Elite putting on a show here tonight. And right now you got Rick Sanchez, Mark Mann, Aaron Ross in that 3rd position. But here comes the outside line. Kinsley Smith, they found something up there as they got Roethlisberger right along with them. And they're trying to get these guys to rocket towards the front. And I guarantee right now, Troy Thomas is on race radio, and these guys are definitely communicating back and forth with each other, letting these guys know where they're at all times. And that's what makes this race so good. As Mark Mann gets back to the other side.
Gosh. Man, what a move by Mark Mann. That was a bold move right there to cut off of Sanchez's run and get that momentum and carry that push. Look at that. He's glued to that back bumper. That's what you need right here as we come to 10 to go this time by.
Sanchez is glued to that back bumper, and he's going to run that back, and he's going to be glued to it until he either sees the checkered flag or a blown engine. The outside line, though, is falling apart. If you go back here to Andrew Tufts there, he's on the inside line, but Roethlisberger is all the way back to 16th on that outside line. Now, you think if you get enough cars to go with him, he's got Brandon Poffenbarger with him right there. He's got, and he's got Austin Smith with him. Just not enough horsepower to carry that line and momentum. I call that the Kyle Larson line.
Yeah, not enough momentum for sure, and it really, it's got to be frustrating as a driver because you know that you have a truck capable of getting up there, as we've seen him get up here and battle for this lead several times. But look right here, Truth Hoke is just pushing the dog out of Aaron Roth, and Aaron Roth is coming, and they're about to be side by side down the backstretch.
Side by side they go. Mark Mann still leading this piece with Rick Sanchez right behind him. But don't look now, kids. Here, Mark Mann's going to go and make that truck another lane wide. He's going to jump to the outside line. And he's doing it. He's going to kill the runs that these guys are getting. And that's how you do it. Truth Hoke thinking about stepping out. He's got no dance partner.
Yeah, got no dance partner. Doesn't want to be hung out to dry, so he's
Oh,
man, we got a caution.
Trevor Fetting goes for a ride. He's going to be showing crash. Stephen Blevins, we're going to have to unpack this one. Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that was a hard lick for Blevins. And then oh, man.
He might need a chiropractor.
He might need more than a chiropractor. Oh, my gosh. Look at this hit.
We'll go back up about right there. And then here we go. Well, as I did that.
You're good.
What about the bumper there? Let's go back to Blevins there. Look, I'm always hitting the wrong button. Oh, sorry. Good.
Yeah. It just looked like the thing about it, Alan, these trucks, when they're up on that corner panel side, they're not side by side, but they're near that corner panel. There's that little pocket of air, and it will just it will turn these trucks around. As we've seen several of these trucks get aero loose and cause these big wrecks. And Stephen Blevins is just another victim of that happening right now. But yeah, let's take a look right here.
We're gonna go on board with Stephen Blevins.
Oh, this is gonna be a wild ride. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is gonna be a wild ride for sure.
We're gonna back it up to about right there. Here we are. We're on board with Stephen Blevins, and there he goes, up, over. He's flying.
Yep, he's flying through the air. This don't look good.
I think he's gonna need a little more than Oprah Winfrey to save him.
Yeah, he's gonna need Tom Cruise.
But here we are. These guys are finishing up pit stops here. Lap 7 to go. Let's do this. Let's see here. Oh boy.
I tell you what's going to be interesting as we come down. It's going to be interesting to see what drivers go with who on this restart. Do we see somebody duck in line right off the go, or the choose? The choose is going to be interesting for sure. When we get to the cone on the one to go.
We're going to go ahead and bring up Brandon Sanfilippo. Brandon Sanfilippo is Alan and Emmett up in the SRM booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I do.
Hey, look, man, here you are riding in that 5th position here. What's it going to take to get by Mark Mann and, Rick Sanchez and have a shot at this thing?
So I wish I was starting on the top. So I think the goal is right off the jump. I'm going to see if I can pop into the middle lane there to give me a little more options moving forward, since we're only going to have about 4 laps to go. So I think the key is for me to get off of the bottom lane before it gets crowded.
Yeah, definitely. And, you've done a masterful job here. We've been talking about you on the broadcast all night, and, it's good to see you back in the truck and here, and especially in these special events. So here we are getting ready to get lined up 2 by 2. Noah's Ark stop behind that Racing.com pace car. You're going to have good company around you with familiar names with Truth Hoke and Andrew Tuft and Troy Thomas. but it seems like you and Kinsley can't find each other. And do you think Kinsley might come into play with your teammate there and getting towards the front?
Yeah, that would be the preferred goal. But you're right. We've either been a car length off or I'm top, he's bottom. We really just were riding it out. We weren't pushing it because we just want to survive to the end. So I know he got pushed back there a little bit in the top lane. So hopefully he can make it up, and I'll definitely be looking out for him. Hopefully he can make a run.
All right, man. Well, we're going to get you back down to DEI, and hopefully we'll talk to you on the other side.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
And that was the driver of the number 12 truck of Brandon Sanfilippo. And there you heard it first. He is not, had his teammate there at all tonight. Always been about a half step behind. Here we go. When we come back to Green Flag Racing, it's going to be about 5 laps to go here. And I tell you what, Seabrands and Sanchez on the front row, this one is going to get good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get good, and it's going to be interesting to see what Seabrands does right here, and see what Austin Roth does. Also, does he help Seabrands out, or does he jump down with Sanfilippo and try to get Sanchez, push them out, and then get Sanfilippo a chance to beat Mann and Sanchez for sure.
Absolutely, and I kind of like the logic there. I think Brandon Sanfilippo's closest ally, if it's not going to be Kinsley Smith, it's definitely going to be True Soaker Andrew Teth there in that number 98 truck. He's going to need one of those guys, as Kinsley Smith's going to line up 2 cars behind him. Here we go, one last time, hopefully, as the iRacing.com pace car brings the field down to the Geico restart zone. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to pull the belt tight one more time to the Geico restart zone. Barney waving the green flag, and we are back to green flag racing here with 5 laps to go.
So far, no interesting moves, and I do not like how far Rick Sanchez jumped out, Alan. I do not like that. Now he's going to be a sitting duck as we see that top line. Here comes Seabrands getting a big shot from Aaron Roth. But looky here, look at Mark Mann on the bottom trying to give Sanchez that shot. Now Sanchez saw that, and I think that's why he backed up. But look at this, Alan. Great side-by-side battling for the lead as we come to 4 to go this time by.
Coming into that turn 3-4 complex. Coming to get the 4 to go. Sanchez, Mann now in second. That inside line just inching that outside line just a little bit at a time here. Inch by inch, step by step, through the trial with 4 laps to go. Someone's got to step out sooner or later, and why not?
Yeah, it's time to find your dance partner and get on the dance floor and do the 2-step right here. Here we go. Here goes Seabrands. He'll take the lead away as they come into turn number 2. Now coming down the Alabama gang front backstretch. He's going to get a big shot from Roth. But does he have enough, Alan? He's going to get ahead of him, but does Aaron Roth try to tuck out and try to take that lead away from him?
That outside line just had ooh, here we go to the top side. Andrew Teft, Troy Thomas stepping out. It's go time. They're going to make a move happen. Andrew Teft all alone. Nobody to help him. He's like a lost kid at the grocery store right now.
Yeah, definitely like a lost kid at the grocery store. But look at Rick Sanchez. Rick Sanchez holding top on the bottom. 3 to go this time by Allen.
3 laps to go. Here comes Seabrands on that outside line, up 31 spots. Mark Mann up 21 spots. Oh, Rick Sanchez got to hold on tight. You don't want to hold on loosely.
Yeah, for real. Hold on tight and hold it to the bottom. Oh, man, what a move by Seabrands. Seabrands got a big shot right there, shot down low, cut off the run from Sanchez, and that allowed him to get that push. But look at Truth Oak pushing Aaron Roth, my bad, trying to get him ahead of Seabrands so that this could be a 2-car battle for the lead. But right now, it's Seabrands out front.
Definitely got to make the move right now. We're coming to 2 to go. Popsicle sticks are in the air. Who's going to have it? It's going to be the outside line. Truth Hope pushing that number 57 truck. No one stepped out just yet. We are under caution. Caution's got to come out. And you know what that means. Green, white, checkered. The caution has just come out.
Wow.
Kyle Murray showing crash. Let's see what happened. We caught the tail end of it. Fennel involved.
Oh, man.
Let's go back. And we're going to stay on this number 45 truck here. So we're going to go back and see just what happened. Corey Corell looks like he's involved.
Oh, my gosh. There's a lot.
Here we go. Right there. Corey Corell gets into the 22. Janelle caught. Oh, boy.
Oh, man. He's going to need some surge after that race.
I didn't know that was a thing now.
I don't know if they're still making it. There for a while they were, though.
I mean, look, as a kid, I had surge. I came out all right. It was the energy drink before the energy drink came out.
Yeah, I think back to the Vault days, you know. My mom wouldn't let me drink Vault because they said kicks like an energy drink. I could drink Mountain Dew, but I couldn't drink Vault. And I was like, dang, I wish I could drink Vault, but yeah.
Boy, here we go.
Oh,
3 laps to
goodness.
go. We're going to have a green-white checker finish. Now, what's going to happen is, for all those viewers out there that don't quite know what green flag or green-white checker means, we're going to line these guys up 2 by 2. We're going to take the green flag with 2 laps to go. If we make it back to the white flag and the leader takes the white flag and they wreck, well, whatever happens, happens. Now, if we wreck before we get to the white flag, we're going to re-rack it and restack it. They get 2 attempts.
2 attempts, okay. I was
2
hoping it wasn't unlimited.
Oh, good enough. Good night. This is one of those rare occasions we even need this one.
Yeah, that just makes good for good TV, you know. I was doing a football game last night, and they were talking about somebody at Buffalo Wild Wings hit the button, trying to put it in overtime. So somebody must have hit the button and caused that wreck for sure.
Someone did hit a button, but I don't think it was the button they wanted to hit. Nonetheless,
Yeah, for real.
Nonetheless, 3 to go. No pit stops needed here, as the pit crews have all done their work here on pit road. And you know, once again, we want to thank all the partners for the Racers Elite Series here, GR Simrigs, Sim Accessories, Chaos Designs, Admin Button Box, Sim Racing Media Partner, Premier Setup Shops. Emmett, thank you for coming along on your maiden voyage. I know when we brought this race up to you, you were excited to say the least.
I haven't been disappointed since the green flag drop. So yeah, this has been really exciting. I'm looking forward. I believe we'll be back on another event Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Sunday night will be with the Icon Cup Series as they continue their season on Sunday night here on Sim Racing Media on the YouTube side. You'll have myself, Shane Cochran, and you making another appearance into the Tony Trapasso Memorial Studio, just south of St. Louis, Missouri. And that has been a fun series. And I tell you what, man, that you're gonna have a blast as they follow the actual NASCAR schedule. So while the actual race is going on, Icon will be going on. But here
So
we
we'll
are.
be.
You might want to have Prime set up on one of your other monitors.
We'll see. My ADD might kick in, so that's probably best if I don't. And but Yeah, like I totally forgot tonight. Like I saw I was keeping up with it a little bit, and then I looked up and I saw where Raj had won, and I was like, oh crap, truck race was on. But yeah, I'd much rather be doing this. I love calling these virtual races, and it's been fun with you, Alan. And let's get Sev to bring these people a great finish for sure.
Well, the iRacing.com pace trucks got this field down in the back straightaway, and they were just coming out of two. It's going to be Seabrands and Ross on the front row with Rick Sanchez 2 spots in the wrong direction. Truce Hoke is up 11 spots in that 4th position right now, with Mark Mann continuing to be in that top 5. Mark Mann's been the leader. He's up 19 spots. Rick Seabrands, right now, if he could pull this win off, would be the biggest mover of the race, up 32 spots in the right direction. However, this field is spread out. Les Levy will win the race at the beer stand, as Brandon, Garrett, Ethan, Frank, Barry Nelson, Trevor Fitting, they have all essentially parked them trucks on the hauler. Brendan Poffenbarg had his 1 meter bagged, as well as Jack Kelly. But nonetheless, we got some business to take care of, and that's a finish here. As we get ready to go, green flag racing for 2 laps here. Green, white, checkered. The iRacing.com pace truck going to pull that Chevy Silverado off the racetrack, giving the field to Rick Seabrands and Aaron Roth. For what will hopefully be the final restart of the night, Barney's got the green flag in hand. Not yet, Barney. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. Did the Geico restart zone? We are back to green flag racing. Green, white, checkers on the way.
Yeah, so here we go. We're coming up to. It'll be interesting to see who makes the moves right here. As looks like Aaron Roth gets a big shot right here from Truth Hoke. And look right here, Alan. Seabrand's getting that big shot from that pole machine of Rick Sanchez. Man, so far so good, but we got a long way to go for sure.
3, a little over 3 miles here. Popsicle sticks in the air, coming down to that 3-4 complex. These guys are mixing it up. Seabrands, all he has to do is cross that finish line. And whatever happens, happens. Mark Mann bringing up the inside. We got a trick.
Oh, man.
And we're going to re-rack it and restack it. Oh, boy. Kinsley.
Oh, my gosh. Man.
Kinsley
did
not want to see that.
I tell you, I feel like I got my mic in my hand like in the old style, getting ready for this finish, and then all of a sudden we have a wreck like that happen. Unbelievable.
Here's the replay, and Roethlisberger tagged the 15 truck, and the proverbial dynamite just sets itself off.
Sorry, I gotta tighten up my little mic stand real quick. It came loose. That's what you hear. There we go. All right.
We're gonna go back here. We're gonna go on board with Roethlisberger. There we go, and right there. Okay, perfect. Here he is, playing nice, playing nice. Tries to make a hole that really isn't there, and
oh man, golly!
Sends Kinsley Smith for a ride.
If we go back and look, though, it looked like Alan Smith checked up and lifted just a hair. I think just a hair he lifted, and that's why Roethlisberger thought he could get by him. Wow.
So let's go back. Here we are on board with Kinsley Smith. Listen for that motor. Oh, boy.
Oh, man. And then Smith looked good until truck came back from... Because he looked like he saved it.
So here's
here.
Here's another view.
Yeah, right here. Watch right here. Just the slightest little checkup, it looked like. And tough break. And Kinsley had such a good truck today.
Well, now these guys came down pit road, so now, the proverbial splash and go. And, Sebrands looked like he was going to be poised to take this one, but, now you can have a different player come from anywhere. And that's what makes these races so good.
Yeah, it definitely makes them so good. And it's crazy how, super speedways used to require, we had our favorites, and that's who you usually looked for to win the races. But as these cars have changed and these aero packages have changed, and trucks, anybody can win this race, and they could be 35th with 2 laps to go, and they could end up pulling it into victory lane. So you really don't know who's going to win this race until that final checkered flag drops and they're crossing into turn 1 for sure.
It looks to me that Sebring, Sanchez, and Mann, they're all on the apron on the flattest part of that racetrack right now.
Ooh, could they
might
be running
saving
low?
Fuel. They
Wow. That would be something if the top 5 ran out of gas. Oh my gosh. That would be that'd be heartbreaking for sure.
Heartbreaking, yes. Smart, yes. But if you run out of gas, well, I don't know. I mean, at this point, you pretty much made your bed. You got to lie in it, right?
Oh, most definitely. You can't come down and pit. Giving up that track position is huge, especially since we only have 2 laps to go when we go green.
2 laps to go.
Yeah, there's no way that you give up your track position right here.
This is the point where I am watching the laps. I got the laps to empty pulled up. I don't care about the running order. I care about the fuel mileage.
Definitely.
And I'm hoping that the fuel, the estimated laps, isn't less than what's on the leaderboard right now.
Well, if I'm a crew chief, I've got the calculators out. I've got the mathematicians. I even have Elon Musk working for me, trying to figure out how much fuel that I need for my driver to be able to make it till the end.
Well, here we go. We're getting ready to find out the iRacing.com page lights are out on the iRacing.com page truck. That's Chevy Silverado. And it's going to be Sebrands. And it's going to be Sanchez. It's going to be Chevy, Ford, Chevy. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 Toyotas in the field tonight. This is a Ford and Chevy heavy field. So it's going to be blue oval and bow tie, duking it out here. And if you're Brandon Sanfilippo, you need to be glued to the back of that 64 truck.
Yeah, and another interesting thing as we're coming to green, Alan, just one more thing. Look at this. Sebrands and Sanchez not hooked up as we're getting this restart.
I feel like that was the secret sauce earlier in the races, those guys being together. But here we are, Barney, for hopefully, which will be the last time, as the iRacing.com pace car pulled off the track. Sanchez and Sebring through the Taco restart zone. We are back to green flag racing for the second attempt of the green white checker.
Yeah, Barney's arm is probably tired from as many times as he's got to wave that green flag. But look right here. Sanchez going to get a great jump on that bottom line, trying to get that big shot from Sanfilippo. But look right here. Mark Mann is glued to the back of Sebrands, trying to push him away and make this ultimately a 2-car battle for this win, 2-truck battle for this win for sure.
Obstacle sticks in the air. We are coming to get the white flag coming through turns 3 and 4. Sebrands got
Stay nice, boys. Stay nice.
It'll be nice. Here comes the outside line. Troy Thomas and Greg Coney gets caught up. Popsicle sticks go down, the white flag comes out, and we are racing back to checkers.
Yeah, here we go. Next flag ends it. Checkers or wreckers. They're not lifting until they see a checker flag or if they see the pearly gates. That's what they're saying right now. As Aaron Roth is going to get a big shot from Rick Sanchez right here, trying to get some momentum. But now Sanchez thought he was going to pull out for Roth. Here they come down the Alabama gang backstretch for the final time, Alan.
Rick Seabrand's Mark Man glued to each other like glue. Here comes True Soak. Does anybody have enough to get around that number 4 truck? We're going to see something spectacular here coming out of their number 3 and 4. Down to the white. Down.
Here we go.
Here we go.
3 wide.
And it's going to be. Sanchez by a nose.
Oh, race.
0.001 over
What a
Seabrand.
finish. Oh my gosh. And kudos to Matthew Moniak for not throwing the caution flag before they hit the line. Unbelievable.
We got a lot to unpack here.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, oh gosh. You feel for Seabrands. I mean, man, if we're at Daytona, he's got this race won, but we're not at Daytona, and that start-finish line is not in the travel. It is coming into turn number 1.
Here's the
Man.
crash
Oh, my
right
gosh.
here. We're going to back this up. We're on board with Corey Corral right here in that number 20 truck. And here we go. We're going to stop it right about there.
So let's see what happened. It was kind of a slow-motion wreck the way it happened, which was kind of crazy as, oh, man.
Yeah,
Sam
goes
Filippo
right.
just goes flying. Sam Filippo goes flipping.
He definitely did go flipping. Let's go on board with him right there. And we're going to get to the
this is
burnout
gonna
here
be
in just
wild,
a minute.
right? Yeah, this is going to be an interesting interview. Take a look, try and get the balls deep. Tackle. Oh, man. Just up and over.
Just an end of the wreck as Sanchez continues to burn it down. So I am so glad we got that.
Yeah, let's man, just listen to that.
Looks like we're starting to get drivers up here.
Oh man.
And let's go ahead and bring. Oh, there we go. Let's do this. Waiting room. And we're going to go ahead and bring up our winner. Maybe. Rick Sanchez is Alan and Emmett in the booth. How's it going?
Hey guys, how's it going, man?
Well, your how it's going. Once again, first of all, congratulations on that race win here tonight.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't get a chance to go back and look at it yet, but yeah, I saw that outside lane. I said, let me take the chance here, and it worked out. I got a little sideways there in the trial, but we hung on to it.
Did a little Texas two-step, huh? Right there coming out of the trial.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Congrats on the win, man. Talk about, I mean, you're sitting there, and it looks like, you might finish second, which is good, but, I mean, you were able to get the slingshot engaged at the right time and just get the slightest ahead at the line. Congrats, man.
Yeah, we were working, Ricky Seabrands there. We were in the same room working together with Mark too, also, and so we were just trying to keep one of us up there, And at the end there, I said, I saw that line coming, and I said, well, I got to try and take it. We ended up with a 1-2, so we worked out. And Belva over there is my mom watching, so.
Awesome. Well, Rick, before we get you out of here, is there anybody you want to thank that helped you get it done on that number 64 ride?
Well, all the guys I was running with, Mark, Man, Rick Seabrands, Andrew Schroeder was out there with me, Adam Kilday. Shout out to Elites for putting this on. Like running with these guys out here. And shout out to you guys for putting on a good show for everybody.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on that race win, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys. You have a good one.
Yep, and that was Rick Sanchez. The next driver we're going to bring in for you, Emmett, is going to be none other than Rick Seabrands here. And you got Rick with you.
Rick, this is Emmett Crow. You got a copy?
I do.
Man, talk about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, man. I mean, just a little bit further, and you'd have that win. And how does it feel to finish second in this race?
You really can't come out and be too upset about finishing podium in any restrictor plate race with no quick repairs. This one stings just a little bit. I thought we were sitting in really good shape there, and we lost our help there at the end. I think he had an engine failure, and it was it was over from there. Everybody just had that energy right there in the tri-oval, and it was just we were just kind of where we were at, man. I was just congratulating Sanchez on his run, man. That was a good move by him to go up to that third lane and get that energy, and things start happening, man. And he was in the right place, right time to take advantage of it.
Yeah, talk about you came out of nowhere. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden we see you right there, plopped up in the lead, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, where did he come from?"
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean,
I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest with you. It's just kind of the way the race just kind of shuffled a little bit. It kind of flipped for us a little bit. Otherwise, we was probably going to be in a little bit of trouble there. But yeah, again, super fortunate to come out of here tonight with a top 5. That's back-to-back seconds for me. This last week I got second too, so yeah, we'll take that for sure.
Well, before we get you out of here, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Racers Elite, all those guys that put these races on and organize this for a Friday night, man. It's a super cool deal that they got going on Friday nights. You guys in the broadcast booth, as well as all the fans at home on a Friday, check it out.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the second place finish. We'll see you at the next one.
All right, thanks.
Alan?
That was the voice of Rick Seabrands. And last but certainly not least, the driver of that number 57 truck, Aaron Ross. Aaron, so close but yet so far away. Take us through that race and what more you could have needed to get around Seabrands and Sanchez.
We had a really good race running up front the whole race, and the cautions came out, which that always helps with if you have green flag pit stops, that kind of spreads out the field, so that helped. But yeah, those restarts, those green white checkered restarts, it was I didn't like being on the inside, but I had to do what I had to do, and just didn't quite have enough there.
Yeah, most definitely. And then you got the big wreck, here, but nonetheless a good run. And well, before we get you out of here, who do you like to thank, and who helped you get it done here on the number 57 truck?
I do have a spotter, Roselli, and my Twitch chat, which is a chaos crew. With everybody's we got a great community, and they're all cheering me on. And thanks to everybody, my family, friends, everybody that helped get this done.
Absolutely. Well, once again, congratulations on that third place finish, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, thank you.
And that was the voice of Aaron Roth. As we're going to get him out of here. Emmett, what a great night tonight as we get ready to pack this thing in here once again. So we're going to get rid of that, and we'll get rid of this. But we got one final piece of business to go over before we get out of here for the night, and that is how they finished. We heard from Rick Sanchez, Aaron Ross, in Rick Seabrands, which was your podium. Finishing 4th tonight is Kinsley Smith. Adam Kilday will round out your top 5. Andrew Schroeder, Truth Hoke, and Greg McConey will finish 6th, 7th, and 8th, while Justin Bentley, Mark Mann, and Corey Corral will finish 9th, 10th, and 11th. Stephen Blevins will finish 12th. Andrew Teft out of Hope Valley, Rhode Island will bring it home 13th. 14th to go to Jonathan Harrison. Pete Polini will finish 15th. Brandon Sanfilippo will finish 16th. Austin Smith will finish 17th out of Midwest Motorsports. And Misfits driver, the Nitrous Cowboy, Troy Thomas will finish 18th. Going a little bit deeper in the field, 19th will go to Zach Roethlisberger. No relation to Ben Roethlisberger. Austin Norris will finish 21st or 20th. Haas Beverly will finish 21st. Terry Fennell will finish 22nd. Kyle Murray will finish 23rd. Brendan Poffenbarger will finish 24th. Trevor Fetting will finish 25th. 26th to go to Jack Kelly. Barry Nelson will finish 27th. 28th will go to Drake Chavez. Going a little bit deeper in the field here. Ethan Smith will bring it home 29th. Garrett Krantz will finish 30th. Brandon will finish 31st. And winning the race of the beer stand tonight. You don't want to win that race, but someone's got to win it. And it's got to be Les Levy.
Let me ask you this, Alan. I'm sorry to cut you off. What do you think was the Alan Experience bonehead move of the race?
I don't think there was one tonight. I think the broadcast booth might have had one. But you know what? You bring up some good points here. What just a fun race to watch on Friday night with a couple of nerds that are in the dirt track racing, and here we are. I've caught numerous Racers Elite races here, a dozen or more special events for these guys, and the racing just keeps getting better and better and better.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to join and tag along, join you in the booth, and I can't wait for the next one for sure.
Well, with that being said, as the late, great Tony Trapasso would always say, as you walk through the streets of life, please, and each and every day, don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.